like the vibe of Mangalore. I don't know because I was born here and my roots are here, but I just like the comparatively easy vibe of this city. Of course, those who live here feel that the city has gotten a lot busier, but when you come from Bengaluru, you're seeing things differently. The tuppa dosa. It's a sort of sambar that allows you to basically drench your tuppa dosa in. The sambar is quite light in its flavors, especially when combined with that tuppa dosa. Sambar is busy sambar. I've gone through 1 cup, 2 cups, and my third katori of sambar. Another interesting dish here, Avlaki Mosuru, I think. Hi folks, hope you're doing well. If you've been following the vlog, you know that I'm in Mangalore or Mangaluru as we like to call it locally. So I arrived here day before yesterday, late in the evening. You must have caught the vlog already of my journey into Mangaluru. Hopefully you enjoyed it and some of the delicious meals that we had along the way. So I was here for all of 2 nights, but I haven't spent much time in this city. And today I'm ready to head back to Bengaluru. And the one thing I've realized is that I haven't had a single meal while in the city yet. So it's about 10:30 in the morning. I thought I will at least have some breakfast before I leave this place. And to breakfast, I've decided on this place called Indira Bhavan. And I'm told this is a very old restaurant, been around for a while. So I said, let's go and do some breakfast at least, perhaps some nice coffee, maybe some Mangalore buns, and who knows what else. I typically don't do breakfast if I'm not reviewing, but yesterday my last meal was at 5 in the evening, so I'm hungry and I'm all ready for breakfast. Also some sustenance as I drive back to Bengaluru. So stick around and let's see what breakfast at Indira Bhavan is all about. People like to honk. I was just taking a U-turn. There's a car coming in the distance and he just wants to assert his presence by honking. Whether it's Bengaluru or Mangaluru, some things don't change. I'm quite hungry. Yesterday was a lot of driving. Of course, you're driving mostly on the highways and then also through some of those inner roads or inner highways which are twisties, which is fun to drive, but then you're also constantly steering and alert all the time, so it also tires you out a bit. So Bengaluru to Mangaluru is roughly about 380 odd kilometers and I've clocked 632 kilometers on my Odo. So that means I've done about 250 kilometers in and around Mangaluru. Gives you a sense of how much I've been driving. So I've driven 632 kilometers in all of 48 hours and another 380 odd kilometers today back home. I like the vibe of Mangalore. I don't know if because I was born here and my roots are here, but I just like the comparatively easy vibe of this city. Of course, those who live here feel that the city has gotten a lot busier, but when you come from Bengaluru, you're seeing things differently. The people are great, very friendly, and you have all these old structures that you see every once in a while, you know, with laterite walls. A lot of greenery, many maidans in the city. Feels nice. That's Pabbas there. This time I'm not making a pit stop at Pabbas, but usually when I come here, I'm always doing the gadbad at Pabbas. But then the one thing I didn't mention yet is I was in Udupi yesterday and I did a meal at Timmappa and also a quick snack run at Diana in between all the work that I was involved in. So yes, I got my fill of the gadbad. I've got my vegetable cutlet there. I also tasted the dahi vada, by the way, which I missed out in my review. Excellent dahi vada, I must say. And of course the fish meal at Timmappa with all those fish fries, the pomfret, the anjal, the disco mean is always nice. If you haven't caught those episodes yet, I'm going to place links to the episodes here and also in the description below. This is another thing that you'll find only in Mangalore, the private buses. I don't know if that's a private bus, but I think that's a private bus. So most people prefer to take the private buses here. That's really what is happening. And there are cops here also, like everywhere else, looking to catch people. If you're from Mangaluru, tell me what is it that you love about the city? Or even if you're a visitor to Mangaluru or Mangalore in the past, let me know what is it that you truly love about this city. That's the boss calling from home. Hello?
Hey, Peppo.
Hi, I've just left. I'm driving. I'm in the city. I'm going to a breakfast place. Right now I'm logging right now.
Okay, China. Okay.
I'll call you back. So that was the boss. I didn't check in with the boss this morning before I left. So she was wondering if I left Mangaluru or not. She knows that I love this city. So if I'm here and if any excuse to spend an extra day, I would. Old laterite walls that you see here. It's such a typical part of the architecture or the buildings here. Those laterite walls. So I was only born in Mangalore and my parents moved to Bombay, as Mumbai was called back then, when I was only 2. So my early memories of the city are quite limited. But I do remember, the hills. So, Mangalore is like, there's many ups and downs. So there are these hills, and I remember there was a place called Lady Hill. I think there was something called Hat Hill. Yeah, I remember the houses from then, the laterite stone walls. And so when I see those things even today, it kind of takes me right back to even those, few memories that I have. I remember in my grandpa's house, visiting, we would climb, the cashew tree. There's plenty of cashew to be found here, or at least there was. Not sure anymore. So we would climb those cashew trees and eat that fruit. That to me was quite nice. I still remember the flavor of it. It's quite sweet and it has that pungent sort of an aroma. Ripe cashew. I don't know if you've ever tasted ripe cashew fruit. So we are at Indira Bhavan. I have to find some parking. These are the sort of old houses that I remember from way back. There's some smoke billowing out of the roof there. I guess there's a stove at work, so therefore you see some smoke, and that's the kind of Mangalore tiles.
Yeah, viewer since a long time.
Are you?
I've been coming to this hotel since 40 years. Before they were in the main road there.
Ah, okay.
Now they have shifted here. It's this in 1952.
1952.
Yeah, the specialty of this place is it's a business class hotel. Means day-to-day business people come here.
Day-to-day business.
Same customers come here every day at the same time.
Same time?
Yeah. About 1,000 customers come in a day here.
Really?
And every day same customer, same time.
So they come here for the food?
Yeah, and for the rate also. It is very cheap.
Very cheap.
And you never have an upset stomach here.
What's your name, sir?
Ruchir Agarwal.
So there we are. That's a place that's been around since 52. That's roughly about 68, 69 years. Like the vibe of this place already. ಏನಿದೆ ಸರ್?
ಮಸಾಲೆ ದೋಸೆ, ತುಪ್ಪ ದೋಸೆ, ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ದೋಸೆ, ಬಾಳೆಹಣ್ಣು ಪೋಡಿ, ಗೆಣಸು ಪೋಡಿ, ರಾಗಿ ಇಡ್ಲಿ, ಉಪ್ಪಿಟ್ಟು ಅವಲಕ್ಕಿ, ಸೀರಾ.
ನನಗೆ ಸರ್ ಒಂದು ಕಾಫಿ ಕೊಡು. ಕಾಫಿ ಕೊಡಿ. ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಇರಲಿ. ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ. Coffee is nice and strong. The sort of coffee that will wake you up in the morning. My apologies, I didn't show you a shot of the coffee yet, but it's a good standard coffee, nice and strong. I like the vibe of this place. This is a place that transports you back in time. I like the partitions, the booths that they have here. There's a clock at the back. Buns ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ?
ಬನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ.
Buns
ಖಾಲಿ ಆಯ್ತು.
ಖಾಲಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ?
ಪಲಾವ್ ಉಂಟು.
ಪಲಾವ್, ಓಕೆ.
ಉಪ್ಪಿಟ್ಟು, ಸೀರಾ.
ಉಪ್ಪಿಟ್ಟು ಸೀರಾ. ಸರ್ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ದೋಸೆ ಕೊಡಿ ಸರ್. ಏನು ದೋಸೆ ಕೊಡಿ?
ಯಾವ್ದು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು? ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ದೋಸೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾ? ಸಾದಾ ದೋಸೆ.
ಯಾವುದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ದೋಸೆ ಯಾವುದು? ತುಪ್ಪ ದೋಸೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ತುಪ್ಪ ದೋಸೆ ಕೊಡಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲದ್ರೆ ಉಪ್ಪಿಟ್ಟು ಇದೆ.
ಉಪ್ಮಾ, ಸೀರಾ.
ಸೀರಾ.
ಉಪ್ಮಾ, ಸೀರಾ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್, ಚೌಚೌ ಬಾತ್.
ಚೌಚೌ ಬಾತ್ ಒಂದು ಅದು ಕೊಡಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. I guess this place is used to receiving people who are regulars, so they know exactly what they want. This is my Uppittu. Uppittu and Sira. But this is the Uppittu and this is the Sira, which is a Kesari bath but not as lush as a Kesari bath would be with ghee. So this is something that I remember eating, something called the Shira, basically made with rava. My mum would make this and she would make this and then spread it on a plate and then cut it into diamond shapes and we would eat a piece of it. So it would be quite gutty, not as much ghee as the Kesari bath that you get in Bengaluru. And that of course is the Uppittu, which is a savory one. You see some Oggarne there, Uddana Bele, you see some mustard seeds there, shaped into these lovely mounds. Pictures for Instagram taken and now time to tuck into that Uppittu. Always a good sign when you spoon into your Uppittu and you find some curry leaves right there. You know, the Uppittu or the Sajjige as they also refer to it here is a more shy version of a khara bath. So there isn't much that goes in by way of masala, but it's the onions that bring the flavor, a bit of green chili, and then that okarne with that fried lentils, with the fried udana bele, with some mustard seeds. So the flavors are quite mellow, and also the texture is very gutty. It's not lumpy, but it's a sort that can come together in a mold of sorts and hold its shape even when you remove it from that mold or that katori that this must have been placed in. You also have some chili there just to kind of spice things up. Tuppana dosa. My tuppa dosa is also here, so I think I should quickly get to it before it gets cold. So I thought they would bring it one after the other in the sequence of me having completed it, but that wasn't to be. They are used to serving their customers quickly. So I guess even the customers who come here want to savor the food and leave in a hurry. And so I guess they value speed over niceties. I love the way the dosa batter is poured. So you have this thick ridges which has a bit of a crunchy crust. And then you have this thin section which is almost transparent. You can see my finger behind it. And then you've got another thick ridge here. And then another thin section. And this is served with a sambar of sorts. And then there's a chutney. I can see there's plenty of kai in that chutney, coconut in that chutney for sure. So I'm abandoning my Uppittu. I'll get back to that, but I want to taste this dosa first. The tuppa dosa. A bit of tartness in the fermentation of the batter. You can almost taste the mild, mellow fragrance of that batter. If you can visualize that with me. The dosa is soft, but what's nice is that crunch. It's a crunch from that crispy crust on top. And I think that's the point where the tuppa meets the dosa. Let's go for the dosa with some of that chutney. There's coconut in it, but I think there's also some guru katli in the chutney. I want to get to that thin part of the dosa now. That thin part of the dosa that you see right there is almost like a sponge sugar sort of a web. And that's a part of dosa that's crackling in its bite. My hand is moist with all that tuppa. Let's taste some of that sambar. I like the color of the sambar. That's perhaps from the Jayadgi chili. I'm sure there's some tomatoes that go into it. Some onions too. The texture of the sambar is not thick. It's a sort of sambar that allows you to basically drench your tuppa dosa in. The sambar is quite light in its flavors, especially when combined with that tuppa dosa. There are some onions that I'm biting into. Perhaps button onions that have been cooked to a near pulp. So the bisi sambar sikkoda.
और सांबर बनता है
ಕನ್ನಡ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಬಿಸಿ ಸಾಂಬಾರ್ ಕೊಡಿ ನನಗೆ. I think sometimes people see me and they assume that I'm from the north. So they start speaking to me in Hindi. I love speaking Kannada, whatever extent I can. Especially in Mangaluru, this is a place where I was born. There was some more of that chutney. Thank you, sir. I wanted some busy sambar. And this time I've also gotten lucky. Because in that sambar, I've also got some sautekai, the mango cucumber. Nothing like busy sambar. You know, the sambar is so light. It's almost like a broth. You know, this is a sort of sambar that would make for a lovely, nourishing broth on a cold evening. But then I wonder if Mangaluru has any cold evening. So therefore, the next best thing is to savor it early in the morning with some tuppa dosa here at Indira Bhavan. You know that saswe that you taste in the ogarne in a chutney has such an important role to play. You're tasting the creaminess of the coconut, a bit of the spice, and then that saswe, the mustard seed, contrasts with all those flavors with its nuttiness. You see both the channels, okay. I love this tuppa dosa, I love that sambar. I've asked him twice already. I'm wondering if he'll be offended if I ask him a third time.
No, 45 years.
45 years. You've been coming here.
Yeah. Not this place, it's a new one.
Earlier somewhere else.
They demolished the building.
What's your name, sir? Gerard Soames. George.
Sambar.
You also sambar se bola, sorry. Busy sambar. I've gone through 1 cup, 2 cups, and my third katori of sambar. Thank you very much. Nimdu hesaru sir? Balakrishna Shetty, who's been very kind to serve me 3 cups of sambar. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
I'm loving that sambar. You got a bit of a bite, then you get the togri bele, the lentils in that. I love that color that comes in the Pyarki Mensan pie. And a slight hint of sourness from the tomato. This is delicious, this sambar. I'm going to give the tuppa dosa a leisurely soak in that sambar. And almost drink that dosa. Tuppa dosa done. 3 katoris of sambar done. I think it's time to get back to my uppittu and shira. Of course, the uppittu would have gotten a bit cold now, but then I would rather suffer a cold uppittu than a cold tuppa dosa. You know, one of the things about a uppittu is that because it doesn't have too much ghee, too much fat in it, even if you eat it cold, it's quite tasty. So after all, what you're tasting there is the flavor of the ingredients. Whether it's the mensan-kai, whether it's the toastiness of the curry leaves, whether it's the uddanapele, the mustard seeds, a bit of the onion, that's what you're tasting. So the uppittu also makes for a great snack to pack in a box and eat about 2 hours or 3 hours later. Because the flavors are pretty much the same. I think now that shira is calling out to me. So the shira is basically rava, some sugar. Also that rava is toasted a bit. So you taste the toastiness of that rava. I think there's a bit of cardamom that's added somewhere. Goli bhaji is good, but I think they've run out of most of the things. They have to come early. Lunchtime. I think even the mango buns I'm told is very good. Tea. So I just learned from Gerard here that the things to taste here are also the goli bhaji and the mango buns. But I am here for a late breakfast, so all that I could say was a tuppa dosa and the uppittu and the shira. But if you come here early, taste the goli bhaji and the mango buns. Sir, you coffee sikboda, same atara coffee.
Sakar kam coffee.
Sakar kam coffee? Strong. He knows my coffee order by now. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, sir.
We've become friends now. I think after 3 cups of sambar, he knows that I love the sambar, so we've become friends. And that's my second cup of coffee here at Indira Bhavan. Edandu? 104.
104.
104. Bilkul, eh? Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
For 2 coffees, I paid all of rupees 30. For the chow chow bath, 36. And for the tuppa dosa, you won't believe it. With that dosa, with oodles of tuppa, with 3 katoris of sambar and the chutney, I paid all of 38 rupees.
ಅವಲಕ್ಕಿ ಮೊಸರು ದಹಿ ಅವಲಕ್ಕಿ ಬೇರೆ
Okay, I've just learned from my other server that there's another interesting dish here. Avlaki Mosuru, I think, which he said is also quite popular. So I'm going to taste a bit of that. Innone plate kodtira? Innone plate. Okay, this is embarrassing. I've gone through a whole plate of a dish and I was so carried away with the dish that I forgot to hit record on the GoPro. So I've asked him for another plate just so I can share it with you. So basically this, I'm told, is a popular dish here. This is the Avlaki Mosuru. So basically two components to it. So the beaten rice flakes, which is the Avlaki here, and then the Mosuru or the yogurt. So you have a masala which of some grated coconut, some red chilies. That's delicious. Along with some okarne. So in the okarne you have some curry leaves. You have some mustard seeds as well. And the masala that you see, that's intermingled with the beaten rice flakes. And that masala is quite spicy in its flavor. And there's some sugar. The sugar that you taste in its sweetness and also in its crystalline crunch. So what you need to do is take some of that yogurt, pour it quite liberally over the avlaki and combine it well. So you have the moist creaminess of the yogurt that's combined with the spices in that avlaki. That chili which you can feel in its warmth on your throat. The curry leaves, the flavor of the curry leaves which I so love. And then the nuttiness of some of that mustard seeds. There's also a bit of sourness that you taste in that yogurt. This is a dish that's a riot of flavors and textures. So you have a crisp, dry crunch of that avlaki, the beaten rice flakes. You have a soft crunch of the shredded coconut. You have a spice of that red chili. The toasty notes of that curry leaf. You have some lentils as well that I think has gone into the okarne. So you crunch into that a bit. The crystalline crunch of the sugar that also helps with the sweetness. And then the slightly sour afternotes of the yogurt. That's a delicious spoonful of an avlaki Mosuru right there. Time now to close this video yet again. If you find yourself in Mangaluru, do look up Indira Bhavan. Definitely taste that Tuppa Dosa and also that Mosuru Avlaki. And I'm told the Mangalore buns and the Goli Bhaji are also the dishes to taste here. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you do, give it a big thumbs up. Share it with your friends and family. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, do consider subscribing. And I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.